Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It's Friday afternoon here in the Eastern Time Zone of the USA. It's time for the weekend special. And the weekend special, you never know what you're going to get. And today I want to talk about several things that are in this great hobby of ours. I got something in the mail the other day that I think you might find interesting. This may be the best thing I ever got in the mail because it talks about what we all should be doing and all having a hand in. And I didn't know this award even existed. This is the Arrl Elmer Award. And this, if you can read that, it talks about Elmering new people in the hobby. And this, I was nominated for this by Tom Parkinson, KB8UUZ, back in October. And I got this Elmer Award in the mail from the Arrl. But we should all strive to be Elmers. I mean, this is really the way to give back to the hobby, is to get others involved and to help others have fun with the hobby. And what a great program this is from the Arrl. So this is going to go right on top of the heap here at K3LR. We'll get this in a frame. And thank you to KB8UUZ for nominating me for that award. Speaking of the Arrl, some fun things. I didn't even know they did this. They have playing cards for the Arrl. I was at a after Christmas party and by the Lawrence County Club, and I happened to win the Arrl playing cards. And so there's a lot of neat stuff on the Arrl website. And of course, we carry at DX Engineering a lot of Arrl material from hats and shirts and of course books. And I just can't help myself when talking about books. Grounding and Bonding for the Radio Amateur. This should be on the New York Times bestseller most read list. This book is golden, and absolutely this is the book that if you didn't get it for Christmas, go out and treat yourself, because Grounding and Bonding for the Radio Amateur has so many good things inside. And Ward Silver did this book, and it is just chock full of drawings and how to do things, you know, how to hook up ground rods and the bonding part. Everything in here is really, really good. And it does make a difference in your station. It really does. Bonding things, even if last night I was talking to a club in Arizona, and they said, well, you know, I have a really small station. It's just 100 watts. I've got a tuner. Do I need to bond stuff? I mean, really? And the answer is yes, you do. And it does make a difference, even if you have a small station. And oh, by the way, more than 90% of ham radio stations are small stations. Most people don't have amplifiers, don't have beam antennas, and but bonding and the proper grounding is really important. The grounding is important from a safety standpoint, and there are lots of online resources. I mean, if you don't want to get the book, go to K9YC's website or the Arrl website. Arrl.org has lots of great information on grounding and bonding, and especially from the safety standpoint, that might save your life. I have some more things to show here too, but let's see who we have on in the chat. We've got a lot going on in the chat today, so that's good. And sorry we weren't on yesterday. We did not have a manufacturer lined up, but we do for next week. And it's one of my really good friends from Europe is going to be on with us, so that'll be fun. We've got Victor Echo 7 United Tango Victor on from British Columbia. Hi, Chris. I think this is the first time you've been in, so nice to have you on. and Whiskey 9 Uniform Sierra. Ed, you've been here before. And also Charlie, Delta Lima 6 Radio Delta Echo from Bavaria. And Amy says, congratulations, K3LR. That is awesome. N8AMY. And nice to have you on, Amy. And it was great to have your dad on in the store. K8 Fox was on here earlier this week. And Kilo Delta 9 Sierra Hotel Alpha, Randall is on. And let's see, howdy from West Texas, Whiskey 5 Kilo Delta India. And Dino reports in. He says, Toby, KL0SS now has a shiny new second hip and looking forward to being able to make it up to the shack soon. Or you can, you could always do another shack, Dino. Or you could do the remote control thing. Yeah, so that Toby can get on the air. But always good to hear from you, Dino. Dino is one of our bloggers. And what do I mean by bloggers? Well, onallbands.com. And in fact, I'm gonna share my screen here and show you, just in case you haven't seen this before. On All Bands is the DX Engineering blog. And this is a great place to find lots of good information. There are all sorts of product reviews. There are interviews. There's Ham Radio 101. And look at these articles here. Just all sorts of articles and posts, how to build antennas from a blind ham's perspective. And this is just great information. And that was by Trippy AC8S. So there's lots of great information here. New product spotlights, and let's see here. We've got news and events, and QSL cards on allbands.com. A great place to go. And of course, the events calendar keeps you up to date with all of the social media events that we're doing. And so you can see here what's going on in January and February, and past events. If you missed one of the events, this will take you right to, there's a past event there with Dino, KL0S. And so if you missed one, you can always go back, and they're all recorded on YouTube and Facebook as well. So this is great stuff. And while we're here, let's go over to the DX Engineering website, because many of you have emailed me and said, hey, the DX Engineering website is a lot different. And it is. Thanks to the fantastic IT department, we have been upgrading this website piece by piece, and it looks a whole lot different than it used to. And it is really interactive with you. And in fact, I really like the way the part detail is done now. That is a very recent change here, but the images are bigger, and you can see all the parts, suggested parts that go with. This is the RTR2, one of our DX Engineering best sellers. But here's all the parts that go with it, the specifications, and then the documentation's right here, charts and guides. And then what I like the most is the reviews, because I like to see what other people, what their experience is with the products. And so you can really get a lot of great information by looking at the reviews on the product before you buy it. But so lots of great changes here to the DX Engineering website. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew about that. Of course, one of my other favorite areas on the website is hot deals, and especially open box. Open box is really cool, because you can save a lot of money on items that the box was just opened. And so, but these are sold at a discount. And the FTDX10, boy, that's a really good radio. Look at that, 5 stars, 47 reviews. And and then also what's new, if you're looking for ways to add stuff to your cart, the new LDG tuner, and GHD keys, ICOM ID52A. All the new stuff is here. And so this is a great area to keep track of what is coming in. And we add stuff to this every day. Every day we're adding stuff to the what's new. So it really is a good place to look. And let's see, who else do we have on the chat here? I'm very, very curious to see who else we have. We have Whiskey Zero Alpha Norway Victor, and Michael is on. Michael Colley is one of the chief organizers, chief chairs for the Orlando Hamcation. And Michael, I think we got to get you guys on here. Well, I'll get that arranged. And sorry we haven't reached out, but now's the time to do that. Papa Alpha Zero Radio Norway Hotel from the Netherlands. Nice to have you on, Ian. And Tony says, "Hi Tim, I enjoy the DX engineering videos. Greetings from Lima, Peru. Oscar Alpha 4 Delta X-ray." And it's great to have you on, Tony. And we've got, let's see, Richard is on, Victor Kilo 2 India Zulu. He says, "I hope you can find room on the wall for the new award. I'm going to make room because I'm very, very proud of that. And I want to also, see that others do that. Everybody should be an Elmer." And Mark is on. Good evening, all. And that's Mike Zero Delta X-ray Radio, M0DXR from England, and Whiskey 2 Papa Mike. And from Scotland, we also have Art on. And Mark says, good evening from London. And we've got Kilo Bravo 5, United Kilo Tango. Remember, bonding is not just grounding. That is a great point, Michael. That there are two parts, bonding and grounding. And they're both very important. Grounding for lightning protection and AC power safety, and the bonding to take care of all of the voltage differences in your station. And Whiskey 9 Papa Yankee is on, Gary, and Luke is on, Lima Uniform 1 Fox Alpha Mike. And hello, Tim. Happy New Year to you and all the team. And Lucas, great to see you, and hope to see you in Italy here in 2023. And Victor Kilo 2 Hotel Victor is on. And it's not, most of Australia's gone through sunrise now. So good morning, good Saturday morning to you, Paul. And Kilo 3 Echo Fox Sierra is on. Whiskey 8 Sugar Charlie. And let's see, Mike Zero Lima Sierra Kilo is on from London. And Kilo Echo 5 Oscar Lima. Thanks for the quick shipping on the butternut parts. I'm working on the HF9V this weekend. Of course, Scott, that is the old butternut HF9V, 9 bands, really, really good HF vertical. And we're so proud of that vertical, and it was great that we were able to purchase the butternut company years ago from Bencher and carry on the tradition. And that also means that the repair parts, the replacement parts for antennas that are 20, 30 years old are still available. And we've got Victor Kilo 4 Charlie Zulu on, again from, let's say, Brisbane in Australia. Whiskey Oscar 4 Mike Oscar Mike. Good afternoon, Tim. I was burning up the ether with 5 watts out of my Argonaut 6 and the K3LR paddle yesterday on 40 meters. And Dan, great job being on CW. And Jerry K3LR was a very good friend. In fact, when I turned 50 years old, he drove up here and gave me one of his hand-built keys. And very touching, and I still have it over here on the 160 meter position. So, and he was a great construction guy. He wrote a lot of good articles back in the 80s for Ham Radio magazine about building amplifiers. And so he was just a super guy. And the Argonaut 10 Tech 5 watts out. Stand back. It's going to be good. We got Papa Echo 2 Kilo from the Netherlands is in here. And let's see. We've got, is that Victor Papa 6 Alpha? Is that right? Could be. Victor Papa 8 Alpha down south. And Ray Novak, N9JA, is in here from ICOM America. Thank you for all you do, Ray. And our friend Joe, K3LR, the kit building expert. Victor 51 Yankee Juliet, Namibia. Nice to have you in here, Andrew. And Kilo Charlie 2 Queen Lima Juliet from Rochester, New York. And K2 Golf Radio Golf in Canfield, Ohio. And Joe says he's doing a seminar and a live kit build at Hamcation. And November 4, Bravo Charlie Delta says XYL has her eye on a new farm up towards Lynchburg, taking a 2-meter beam tomorrow to ensure I can hit the Huntsville repeaters and then run HFTA for the new site. So we hope that goes well, Mark. Kilo Golf 4 Papa Whiskey Fox. And Bill is on Whiskey Bravo 3 Victor, K4 Papa Yankee Alpha. And our friend Eric, November Mike 5 Mike. HF2V is a nice limited space low band vertical, yes, for 40 and 80 meters. That's a very popular antenna. I'm glad it's working good for you, Eric. The Butternut HF2V by DX Engineering. And we've got KC3 Lima Mike Papa. And we've nicknamed Joe the Lamp. And nice to hear him on from Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Whiskey Zero Delta Tango Mike, watching from a deer stand in Texas. Well, that's dedication, Travis. We hope you get a deer. Let's see, who else do we have on here? November 3 Echo Victor November. Jeff from the D-Star Net, which we check into every Monday night on Reflector 63 Charlie. And John, Kilo Bravo 3 Hotel. Congrats, Tim, and congrats to the whole DXE team for putting good advice and fellowship ahead of sales. And we really do. I mean, the relationships is really what is the whole key to success here. The success of having fun in the hobby, and also, everything else takes care of itself. Oh, geez, no dear. Echo Yankee 8 Mike. Any of you who have not been friends with No Deer on Facebook, you need to, because No Deer has some of the best photos on the planet. He is an expert photographer, an expert station builder, and a 160-meter genius. And No Deer, I think this is the first time you were in the chat room, so I'm going to get teary-eyed. It's great to have you here. And let's see, we got Chris. Hey, ICOM, when will we see the successor to the 7610? Some of us 7300 purchasers are in the market to upgrade. Chris, I've got a 7610 here that I lend out to people, especially 7300 owners. You know what happens? They buy a 7610. The 7610 is really good. And it's tough to beat the 7300, but the 7610 has a lot of nice features in it. And the 7610 hasn't been out all that long. So you never know when ICOM is going to release a new radio, but you will not be disappointed if you get a 7610. From England, it's Mike 0 Papa Alpha Whiskey, Indiana, Whiskey Delta 9, India Charlie United. And Oscar Norway 6 Charlie in Belgium says, hope to work you next week in the CQ160. I'm going to try my balloon setup with my Skyhook Heliite kite, again with the 60-meter long vertical and 30 radials. And they'll be using the call Oscar Radio 3 Alpha. So good luck to you, Mark, and all the guys at OR3A. Kilo Papa 4 Radio Yankee. And Pete says, I agree. You guys are great. Lots of confidence in buying rigs and accessories from you all. Thanks so much for the kind words, Pete. The sales team here at DX Engineering are just fabulous guys and girls. I mean, and we have just over 500 years of combined experience now, and we've been bringing on new team members that are really good, and we've got experts in a whole lot of different areas now. So we are trying our best to be able to answer your questions and help you with equipment. Dan is on, Kilo Charlie 7 Mike Sierra uniform. Also from Brazil, it's Papa Yankee 2 Bravo November. And we've got Kilo Delta 9 Quebec Alpha Kilo. I love my ID 52. Isn't that a cool radio? It is really a great radio. And Ed, Victor Echo 3 Radio Alpha. Looking forward to seeing you again, Ed. Ed is one of the great CW operators that comes here to K3LR. And Ed, always great to have you on. And Joe says, I like my 7610, 3 sweepstakes plaques with it. And also we have Alpha Alpha 4 Hotel Victor. And greetings from Memphis, and see you at CTU Hamcation. So lots of good people on here today, and certainly active in the chat. And we did want to report that I got Radcom for December finally. And I know this was mailed on time, but with the international postal service is still really delayed. But finally, this is the December issue of Radcom. And if you're not a member of the RSGB, this magazine is great. Next to QST, I mean, this is my second favorite. QST is still my favorite. That's it for a beautiful Friday here in Western Pennsylvania. And let's see, we got 2 more here in the chat. Let's go grab 80 George 6 Alpha Delta from England. Support your ham radio stores. No more masks required in the UK. I did see that those were dropped. Also, November X-Ray 8 Tango is on. Good afternoon, Tim. Have a great weekend. North American QSO Party SSB is this weekend. Starts at 18 Zulu tomorrow. And going to be a lot of activity. They have an assisted category now, so a lot of activity. And Ken says, I have the 7610 and the 7851, and I love the 7610 the most. Well, that's really good. Jerry is on. Thanks, Tim and DXE, for the Butternut HF9V. 110 countries were. Wow. So far from our Florida QTH. He also wants to say hi to No Deer. Echo Yankee 7 Mike. And Jerry, great to have you on. Hope you're staying warm. George 6 Juliet Mike X-Ray. And we've got, let's see. Yeah, so it's been a great bunch of viewers today. I'm losing my voice. So we'll say 73 and see you Tuesday on allbands.com. On allbands.com. 73 from DX Engineering.